With increasing prices across the world, increasing interest rates, and layoffs continuing, households all around the world are seeing the level of debt increasing enormously. And that's true whether you're living in the US, in the UK, Australia, Singapore, or Japan. And if the recession continues, it's going to be as good as a time as ever to try to take control of your debt level, reduce all unnecessary debt, so you'll be ready to ride the bumpy road ahead. If you're interested in finding ways to reduce your debt, increase your financial situation, and work toward financial independence, this video is for you. Hello everyone, I'm Johan from Economia, your destination for financial independence, tips to invest and spend wisely. First of all, I'm not here to shame you or to lecture you about your financial situation. We're just here to review a few ways that you can use to reduce your level of debt and make it completely manageable. And why not becoming debt-free? That being said, I have to understand that we are not starting from the same situation. Some of us have had the chances to have parents or family paying for education, maybe for the first car, or maybe even for the first apartment. Others maybe were born in a family where there was always the debt. And that's going to influence a lot the type of debt you have, whether it's a long-term, short-term, the revenue you have at your disposal to be able to pay back this debt, as well as your overall financial situation. This is a fact of life. We have to live with it, and you have to work with it. What we're going to do is try to find ways to manage debt. And borrowing debt could be a very good thing if you are taking a mortgage for a house. It's less a good thing if it's credit card. It's more difficult to manage. And that's exactly what we're going to see together from now on, point by point. Let's continue. The first step is to have an understanding of all your expenses, including debt. Every month, where is your money going out? How much is going towards repaying debt? This is very important, so that gives you a clear vision of where your financial situation is at and how you can start working on repaying debt. Start by cutting your expenses and redirect all the excess money toward repaying your debt. Easier said than done, right? You'd be right. But fortunately, I'm linking a video down below that we just produced that explains you step by step how to take control of your budget, manage your income, manage your expenses, and manage to balance your budget. And the good news is you even have a link towards a free budget management template that you can download at your leisure. Everything is linked down below. Tracking your expenses every month may sound really boring, and it might be in some ways, but it's going to give you a lot of financial clarity, and it's going to be the beginning of your journey toward a stronger financial situation. Which debt should you look at first? That's a great question. Actually, it's going to be depending on what motivates you the most. Seriously. Basically, if you're an impatient person, you're going to want to take some ways to reduce your debt in the most efficient way and the quickest way. If you are someone who lacks immediate rewards and small wins, you're going to use another strategy. It's going to be also depending on the type of debt you have. Credit card debt or student loan debt is not the same as mortgage or auto debt. If most of your debt is a short-term, high-interest debt like credit card debt, then you should handle it rather quickly. What kind of strategies can you use? Actually, there are 4. We're going to start with the first one, which is the Avalanche Method. What you're going to do is you're going to start by listing up all of your debt with the name, the amount you owe, and the interest rate. And you're going to rank them up depending on the highest interest rate first and going down, like you see on screen with this example. What you're going to do is every month you're going to make the minimum payment on all of your items, and any extra you're going to put it to repay the one with the highest interest rate, the item number 1. And once item number 1 is reimbursed, you're going to go to item number 2. It is a great way if you are a very impatient person and you can stay motivated for the long run. This is very efficient because you're tackling the debt with the highest interest rate. So it avoids this accumulation of interest and this compounding, negative compounding interest. Then comes the Snowball Method. Again, you're going to list up all your debt as we did with the name, the amount, and the interest rate. But this time, we're going to change the order. The one on the top is going to be the one with the smallest amount. Then you're going to continue all the way down to the one with the highest amount. You're going to repay with the minimum payment every month for all the items, and any extra is going to go to the one on the top with the smallest amount. Quickly, you're going to be able to pay off the one with the smallest amount and cross it off your list. It's a great little win, small win I should say, and a great reinforcement. And once this one is done, you go to the second item on the list. Next, we have debt consolidation. This works really well if you have a lot of different debt spread across a lot of different creditors. As the name implies, you're going to try to consolidate all of those debts into only one debt, so it's easier to manage, and maybe you're going to be able to negotiate a lower interest rate and maybe lower monthly payments. There are basically two ways to do that: the personal loan and the balance transfer cards. Let's start with the personal loan. Basically, as the name indicates, you're going to have one loan on your own to try to gather everything. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your bank or credit union or whichever financial institution you have. Go to see them and ask them to take over all of your debt, and they're going to repay all of your debtors, and you're going to owe this amount just to one financial institution. You should be able to negotiate a lower fee, or I should say lower interest rate, and maybe lower monthly payments. What's really important there is to have a very high credit score, because they're going to look at you and take a risk. So they're going to accept or not depending on your financial situation. And make sure to always do your regular monthly payment. Never miss one. Following, we have a balance transfer card. This works really well if you have a lot of credit card debt. What it does basically is you're going to have all of those loans to different credit cards, and you're going to transfer that balance to one financial institution that's going to provide you with this new credit card. And you're like, why should I take a loan with another credit card company if I have so many already? That's the point, is you're going to transfer all of your balances to that credit card. And usually that type of credit card has a 0% interest rate for a set period of time. It permits you to repay the capital, the base of the loan, without wondering or being bothered by the interest rate in this short period of time. This is a great way to manage credit card debt. A few things to note though. When you want to transfer, you're going to have to pay a fee up front, a kind of the transfer fee. The second thing is those credit card companies may not accept to take all of your debt at once. If you have $10,000 of debt, maybe this company is going to be able to take only $7,000. What do you do with the $3,000 left? Maybe you can go to another credit card company for the $3,000 remaining, etc., etc. Things to note: when you're doing that, probably all the other credit cards are gonna requesting that you close your bank account with them or your accounts with them, so you won't be able to use those credit cards anymore. The other thing is you have to repay during that set period when you have 0%. It's really important. Otherwise, you're back at a very high interest rate. And actually in January, just in the US, the average credit card interest rate was 22.75%. This is very high. If you're interested in this method, I recommend watching this video from Rob Berger. He has a lot of very good in-depth explanation, as well as a few cards he's recommending. Getting professional advice and professional help is actually a really good method if you have a lot of debt or you are very busy and it's very difficult for you to manage. You don't have to do it alone, and there's no shame in asking for help. Usually what you do is you go see a non-profit organization that specializes in managing debt and working on a repayment plan. You have them in every country. What you're going to do is this agency, this non-profit organization, is going to agree to repay all of your debtors on your behalf, and your only debtor is going to be this non-profit agency. You're going to work with them on a repayment plan. This should be an easy way to manage and an easier way to manage and have financial help and regular counseling and regular discussion. You don't have to do it all alone. A few things to note. While you're doing that, you probably won't be able, again, to use any credit card. The credit card companies, I'm going to ask for you to close your credit card accounts, and probably you won't be able to apply for a new credit card until you're done repairing repaying your financial situation, but repaying your non-profit organization. It's very important never to miss a payment, a monthly payment with them. And one way they're doing that to help you is that you're actually doing automatic bank transfer every month. But make sure to work with them on your plan, and if something happens, to talk with them and try to see how to work on your financial plan. Then, those organizations, you have to make sure they are non-profit organizations and that they are accredited by your local government or national organization. You have in the US, as I'm writing it down, a specific one, and they exist in every country. I'm listing down the name for the UK, the US, Singapore, and Japan as well. Do not hesitate to reach out and ask for help and support in repaying your debt. There's no shame in that. It's going to make you and give you a stronger financial situation. Debt can be scary and uncomfortable, but with the proper strategy, you're going to be able to get rid of it and put yourself in a better financial situation. The first point is to be able to manage your expenses and your income with a clear budget. Fortunately, you can check this video for 5 easy steps on how to manage your budget and even get a free budgeting template. Next time, we'll talk about ways to pay yourself first and put money aside, so do not hesitate to subscribe to the channel. If you like this video or learned something, please give it a like. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, goodbye!